Hey everyone, welcome to another video review. This is the DNA Design DK-54 Animated Optimus Prime Upgrade Kits. Yeah, you can see the box there. I'm going to show the parts off in a little bit because I don't want them just kind of in the way. There's a lot of parts in there. But yeah, you can see the box is a standard kind of grid pattern thing. You got the blue and red DNA and ages 16 plus because it's not for children. You got a picture of what's in, well, the trailer thing. Up here you got DK-54. On the side you got DK-54 and the picture of the trailer again. Same thing on this side. On the bottom you have some warnings and a barcode and all that stuff. Again, not for children, not for under 16, not for children under 3, blah blah blah. And of course on the back you actually see a split, exploded version of what's included in the box. All comes in a plastic tray and everything. In said box you have actually pretty decent set of instructions of how to use it for the most part. There's a couple things which are not, I would say, are not super clear, but it's fine for what it is. And yes, this is what you get in the box. This whole kit of stuff to basically take Animated Optimus, the Legacy United Animated Optimus, and well, turn him into the weird thing that from the canceled season 4, kind of the more or less the homage to Power Master Optimus. They were kind of already hinting at it with the end of season 3, but yeah, season 4 they're going to go really all in on that. This is not only does that, but also finally gives Optimus his trailer, which he never ever has in the toy form, except that one time with that weird roleplay blaster thing or whatever they did. That's the one time they did. But yeah, you can see all the parts here. Yeah, this will fit on Optimus eventually, but a couple things I want to also point out. If you pre-order from Show Z, you'll also get an exclusive piece. So you can see that blue visor right there, but you also see this yellow and white visor. This is if you pre-order from Show Z. If you pre-order from Big Bad Toy Store, you'll get the white-eared blue visor variant of this. As it stands in this set, in the box by default, you get this version, which is blue ears and blue visor. That's the default thing. You also get, of course, the face mask. You got the wings slash side of the trailer, which I'll just kind of fold it up like this. On mine, unfortunately, these parts are hinged, and unfortunately on mine, this one, something weird's going on. There's something causing it to spring back, and I'm not sure what it is. I've been trying to look at it, I just don't know exactly what's causing it to do, well, that. So that's a little bit unfortunate. You have the, the ladder slash blaster, which I'll get into in various modes. You have two different cannons right here, real nicely picked out with some silver. You have a hammer, which is nice. You got the hammer right here. Got some translucent blue right there. This is one of them. They're also selling. This hammer standalone. If you don't just the hammer, they're also selling another version. They're selling this by itself, and they're selling a version with different colors by itself. I think it has some yellow in it. There's also an extension for the hammer handle. That's basically will make it longer. You got the two arm slash fist pieces right here. And you have these bits, which are also for the trailer, and also the shins and feet for the upgraded mode. So, first of all, what I'm going to do is put it into the truck mode, because out of the box you can actually go either way because of how it's done. So, first thing, storage actually for these face masks, these face pieces right here. What you do with this is it's actually pretty cool. You split the hammer like this. There's a seam line down here. Split the hammer down this seam. These parts are actually mirrored. You can actually see because there's holes on the top too for multiple things. Yeah, split split this down the middle like so, and inside, yeah, these pieces right here, by the way, are on their own thing, so you can fix those as you need to. But as you can see, there's a peg here and a hole here, and you kind of have to make sure they're mirrored with each other like that. But inside this hammer, you can actually, if you want, store the face pieces in here. There's no tabs or anything. There's no tabs or anything for it to sit snug. So yeah, they're going to be floating around loose in there. But everything does fit, including the extra. If you do get the pre-order bonus or the bonus from the store exclusive bonuses, they will fit as well. Just be careful when you put the thing back on. But that's what you want to do with this stuff when you put it into truck mode. Or if you just don't want it out, you can just leave it in there and hopefully not accidentally misalign anything and don't crush anything in the process, because you got to be careful about that. So yeah, that all fits in there. Yeah, again, you can hear it's gonna rattle in there, but it's not a huge problem really. So anyway, you take that and you take this piece right here and you put it into either one of the holes right here on this too, above or below. It doesn't really matter. You basically just flip it over if it's the wrong one. You just plug it into one of the holes, right? It's like that. You take this piece right here. And right here, what you want to do is also make sure when you put it in, make sure these little pieces, these little tab pieces, make sure right here on this, make sure those are folded away. Make sure those are folded away. Yeah, open this up, and you're gonna make sure again. This is the top right here. This is oriented like this, so this was the top right here. You make sure it's oriented like this, and you kind of stick the hammer in like this, and with the extra barrel on the bottom side right here, like this, right? Make sure these little notches here on the hammer for those little tabs right there. And then there's slots right here which go into the little tabs right here on the hammer, and you might have to do a little bit of plastic stretching. You guys kind of make a kind of uncomfortable clip considering, you know, that those are clear plastic, but I haven't noticed anything yet. No problems yet. So right here, what you want to do is take the ladder piece right here. And there's this peg right here, which is going to go in that peg hole here. So make sure the empty peg hole is on the top. This will just peg in right here like that. Like so. Then from here, what you do is you want to take these pieces right here. And you can see there's a long tab and a short tab. You want to make sure that, you know, line it up with those. There's a long slot and a short slot on this. Make sure it lines up properly. It's going to look like this when you plug it on. So go ahead and plug those into those slots like so. You can see that right there. Do that on both sides. And also this ladder has tabs right here which will go into slots on the little leg pieces right there. It's going to solid it. And this is part, in my opinion, in my experience, is a bit on the tougher side. The first few times you do it, it's going to be kind of fight you a little. And sometimes this also might come undone a little bit. Make sure those stay slotted together. Yeah, that kind of really holds things together. Then you can take these pieces and flip them down. That will fill things out and show kind of more, you know, kind of fire truck detail, which is pretty cool. Make sure these stay, you know, like that as well. Now right here, what you want to do is take these hand bits right here. You want to flip them. You want to rotate the hand so that they are, how was it? Like this. You want basically you want the thumbs on the upside down part. And you also want apparently they want you to have the thumbs on the outside. So right here, these little slots, you can see these slots, right? These little slots right here. And these little tabs right here. And you kind of have to slot it in. So you have to kind of feed the fist through. You have to fit it through like this. So this fist will go underneath those tabs. You want to kind of come in from behind like this and then slide it forward so they can then come down over those tabs. Make sure it's all tabbed in everywhere like that, and it'll sit like that. And again, same thing on this side. You want to go ahead and rotate it so that the thumb is, you know, the thumb is on the bottom side. And then go ahead and slot it in. And then again, there's these three tabs which will go into the three of the four slots on here. Just kind of make sure the fist goes under those tabs. Then go ahead and slide it in, and you know it'll actually fit in nice and comfortably right there. And then before you attach those guns, what you want to do is you want to make it a little easier on yourself. You bring in the Optimus, of course, in truck mode. And then right here, these pegs right here will go into the holes right here on the feet, bottom of the feet. Like that. Peg that in. And then you go ahead and take the guns here. There's peg holes on the side. There's little pegs right there. You can plug in the guns on the side of the ladder if you want. And like so. And of course, from there, if you want, you take the ladder, that fire axe right here, and there's a peg. In case you take the peg and peg it in the peg hole right here on the side. You can actually peg it on either side, but you know, make sure the second peg is not facing the truck. And there you go. There you go. That's now Animated Optimus fully upgraded with the DNA kit in, well, truck mode. And yeah, overall, it's actually a pretty nice, kit for this whole thing. The thing is, I want to think maybe like simply like, well, I wish there was a kind of more of a curvature here to match with the Optimus, but I can understand why they did it the way they did. But other than that, yeah, you can see it's actually pretty much, well, a fire truck. I mean, Grand fire truck with rocket boosters and guns, but hey, I guess you could say they're hoses, but you know. It's overall looks really good. As you can see, the colors almost match. It's not quite the same. I think the reds are slightly different. At least in person, they might be different on camera, mind you. The blues are actually a bit closer overall. The blacks and silvers are actually pretty much right. Yeah. Just looks pretty good overall. You can see that. You can see the back. You know, there's not really much on the back. There's no taillights or anything, but you know, not bad looking in my opinion. The wheels are clip-on, but you know, so are these, although they're kind of different. The thing is, yeah, overall, that's the thing about this DNA kit, is they didn't do this thing where they tried to, the upgrade kit looks, you know, higher quality than the, or higher end, like more like higher end than the toy. The toy, it matches the toy really well in many ways, although that right there doesn't like to stay on super well. Yeah, overall, there is a bit of friction here on these wheels. You can see there's not a, versus, although there's really kind of a lot of friction here too. But overall, it still does roll decently as long as it can catch. Sometimes it doesn't catch on this surface particular, but you know, it still rolls pretty decently. You can angle these boosters a little bit if you want. And yeah, this ladder can untab and it goes up and down. Again, you can see it's hollow on the inside, but you know, it kind of matches the whole Hasbro Takara thing. Yeah, there is no swiveling, by the way. It doesn't go back and forth. It just can go up and down. So that's pretty cool in its own right. But yeah, overall, it's a pretty solid vehicle and looks really well done. It looks almost official in a way. Like, it's almost official upgrade kit. Like, oh yeah, here we go. We're finally going to release this as Optimus. Yeah, it just felt like they left stuff there for, well, this sort of thing to happen, which is good. One thing is, I'm sure something seems a little misaligned, but I don't know, maybe it's just me. I think this thing, because I remember the feet never quite sit properly. But yeah, it's really nicely done. The way they did that, everything compacts together real well. And this, again, bringing out Motormaster just to give you an idea, just kind of, I guess, gives you really a good how the size increase. And yes, by the way, this full kit is fully compatible with Motormaster. You can except for the face mask and the visor, obviously. But other than that, it actually is fully compatible with Motormaster. If you want to do that, I mean, granted, you can see how that works, but the good news is they've already announced a kit for Motormaster as well, so you know, which has some changes, including like, you know, adding a sword. Added the sword. There's like a piece to replace the siren and whatnot, the light bar, I should say, and yeah, a couple other things. Hopefully at this point, my thing is right now, the problem is their whole thing is the whole trailer's basically going to be black. I'm hoping they actually change it to gray because, you know, that means it's more of a Motormaster. Who knows? Maybe they'll change it, maybe they won't, but we'll see. I don't know if I'm going to actually get it or not. I kind of want to have like this Optimus displayed with the full kit, and I want to have Motormaster displayed with no kit, but I don't know. We'll see how that goes. We'll see how that shakes out down the line. I don't know. So anyway, that's the truck mode overall, and yeah, it looks pretty good. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get Optimus here transformed, and then we'll talk about the pieces for that. So yeah, we're going to do that real quick. All right, so I've got Optimus right here. We're just going to have him off to the side real quick. So yeah, take that off, and yeah, so yeah, get this all ready for robot stuff. But basically, you have to disassemble because basically undo what we just did. So you know, pull the guns off right there. Untab these arm bits right here, which is this is the left hand, or this is the right hand. You untab these from the, again, untab and kind of slide back just to get so the hands can clear those tabs. Untab the ladder from here, which yeah, again, tabs in pretty hard. Untab these side panels from here, and also flip these up right here like that. Yeah, so untab those and get that all squared away right here. Those we can deal with those later. And of course, you know, unpeg the ladder, untab the wings. Be careful with that. Untab those wings from the hammer, and then of course take this part and pull that off, and then open this up again, and we'll dump out the contents carefully. There you go. So yeah. So yeah, there are actually two different modes here for this guy. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the first mode, which is kind of can be mostly on the way to the big mode. So here, what you want to do with these is you want to take these and you want to these are kind of key. What you want to do is slide them apart. Like there's a particular way. So this is actually the right side of the truck. This is the back of the truck, right? You want to slide it. I don't know how well you can see this, but it slides like that. It's very imperceptible maybe, but it's like slides down and then apart. These are hooked. There's a little hook tab because it goes in and then slides. So make sure you're not just pulling them apart, okay? Slide it and pull apart, okay? So you take those, you do that, and what you want to do here is you want to open this up right there, and that gives you clearance so you can rotate the heel piece out and rotate the toe piece out. Then you can close it back up and then bring this out like so. That's one part done. Same thing on this side. Go ahead and open that up, rotate the toe out, rotate the heel out, like that. Close this up, and then untap this and bring it out like that. Go ahead and attach these to the feet. You just peg into the bottom, like see that? This goes in, like so. Again, make sure that they're pegged in properly. Here, there. The wheels go on the outside, and this goes over. There's a little clip here which kind of goes over the top of the kneecap. You can see. It goes over the kneecap like that. Kind of locks into place. Same thing on this side, pegs in, and then this goes over the top of the kneecap and kind of locks into place. Going back, by the way, when you're untransforming it, be careful. When I try to remove these, you know, the problem is trying to pull the feet out. Unfortunately, on mine, the little hinge the foot is on has popped off and left the foot in there. So just be really careful when you're pulling it out, okay? You might have to extend the foot out and kind of, you know, hopefully that will work, right? So anyway, you get those, get the legs on, like so, leg pieces. And then for the fists here, you want to take the fists and basically collapse them back in, you know, close those up like that. Yeah, rotate that and close that up. That, you know, get those in like that. If you're going to pack the truck, you go ahead and rotate the fists like that, and then this will peg in onto the side right there. Kind of peg and clip on a little bit. Well, not really clip on, but it'll peg on right there. Pretty solid. Same thing, rotate that fist and then do that, right? So that's that bit. And then depending on how you want to do things, for what you want to do for this kind of smaller mode, smaller mode, you remove these bits right here. You move these parts right here. They unpeg from the wing, and then they peg into the shoulders, like that. And same thing on this one. Just, you know, remove it from the wing and peg it in the shoulder like so. That's kind of a smaller mode that they advertise in the instructions. This came unclipped again. Happens sometimes. So that's a kind of a smaller mode, and then of course you can take the cannons here, and you can flip down these pegs and just put them in the hands. If I recall correctly, these are not 5mm pegs. I gotta double check that. I think they're slightly bigger. Oh, there they are. Let's see, Motormaster's holding it. So they are 5mm. For some reason I thought they were bigger. Yeah, but yeah, you can do this. This is one of the modes they advertise, so you can do that if you want, which, you know, that's pretty cool. I'm not going to go over articulation quite yet. Hopefully you saw that. You can see there's a peg in. It's just peg holes, so you can't figure out how to put a peg in a hole. I say trying to cover up my mistake. Yeah, that's kind of one mode they kind of show off. I'll go over articulation because it doesn't change much if you add everything else. So later, so I'll go to articulation later. But yeah, that's one mode, and yeah. Of course, you can take those off and, of course, put them back onto the wings right here. Again, they just peg right on. And just, you know, peg those back on. And then take the cannons here and pull them back out of the fist because we'll need those for the full-blown thing. So what we do here is for the backpack, the wing backpack, what you do is you have to untab this and kind of bring this down like that. So just bring it down like that. And you go, of course, you fold this out like so. You know, fold the wings out and then take these tabs here. You want to take these tabs and rotate them in like that. Now, this is going to go kind of hook over this. This is going to kind of hook over at the top, right? These are going to kind of hook over the top. These square pegs are going to go in this lower hole right here. And these round holes are going to go over top of these pegs right here. Okay? So you kind of have to, it hooks over top and comes down like that. You want to hook it, so you want to, yeah, again, you want to bring it down at an angle from the top. You don't want to just go like that, okay? So that goes on. This kind of just sits underneath like that. It doesn't really do anything. Just kind of sits underneath. Now from here you have a few options, including the ladder here. What you do here is you take this piece and you extend this peg out, and you can just peg it on the back. There's a peg hole right there if you want. So just peg it on the back if you want for now. And of course the visors, what you do here, you got the visor and the faceplate, and this, you can see this just kind of goes over and on over top of the face. It just kind of clips on over, or at least it should. Sometimes it's a little tricky. Sometimes it doesn't want to cooperate, particularly say if you have a camera between you and the thing. Yeah, just get that clipped on over top. That's not quite the best looking, to be honest. It's all right looking, but I think some people have taken to removing the silver paint from the outer part just to make it look a little better. Yeah, and of course you can use either one of these. They work functionally the same. They just kind of clip over loosely over that, and they just kind of sit right there like so. It's kind of sit like right there like that, and there you go. That's the that bit done, and then you take the cannons here. They peg into little peg holes back here on top of these peg holes right here. Those peg in right there. You can have them sitting however you want. You know, either pointing forward, pointing up. Yeah, you can point them up. Keeps them out of the way of the head, which is nice. Yeah, so you can have them pointed like that, and there you go. There's this fully upgraded mode, like that. It's fully upgraded, which is pretty cool. So him being fully upgraded like this is pretty cool. Yeah, so yeah, it's kind of a pretty cool looking thing overall. It's, well, kind of, again, the kind of Power Master Optimus Prime homage of sorts that they were intending, that was, you know, from the canceled 4th season. And just generally looks really good. The big thing here is a lot of Optimuses apparently came with really weak joints, and mine is kind of no exception. It's not as bad as I think some people say it is, but you can see the knees and hips knees and hips in particular have a really hard time with these new accoutrements. You can see it's like it doesn't take much to kind of make it shake around a bit and start coming off. The arms are fine, pretty much, at least in my experience. But it's pretty much the legs and hips, which, you know, again, he's holding up. I'm not having too much trouble. I mean, if you start shaking him around a lot, he starts doing that, you can see. But that's, you know, I have to kind of shake him like a doofus to make that happen. So it's annoying, but that's not really the fault of the kit. That's the fault of the original toy. And honestly, floor polish will help, or keys, or just some sort of acrylic. Liquid acrylic plastic thing will help. But as for opposability, it's pretty much all the same. You got to be really careful with the head though, because this stuff is kind of doesn't really clip on. It's just kind of almost resting on there. So just careful moving the head, but still, you know, ball jointed head. So you got the left and right, and then you got the hinge, you got forward and back, and all the waggle. All this stuff's still the same as before. So the shoulders are pretty much unhindered. All that's unhindered. This is pretty much unhindered. Here at the fist, you do still have wrist rotation, just like the base toy, and now you also have an opening and closing knuckle joint. It's just a single joint. There is no separation here. This is pretty much, again, the only problem here is the weight, but, you know, the hips still have the same range, and thighs, knees still the same. The ankle tilts, you got, well, full 90 degree of ankle tilt there. There's no forward and back on the foot, but the toe can go down, and the heel can go down, I guess, although the heel's just rotating around, so you can give yourself a little bit there. And the wings here, of course, you have the little bit of a hinge there. You have these bits can rotate, these can rotate. So yeah, that's the articulation. It's pretty much not much different from the base figure, other than the new thing added essentially is opening and closing hands. There you go on that. As for accessories, one thing, of course, the pre-order bonus or whatever, the Show Z bonus, at least on my case, you know, looks like this. In case you're wondering, this is kind of to match some concept art that he drew with this. That doesn't look bad, honestly. Almost tempted to, I think I might use this. Kind of breaks things up a little bit, but yeah, the BBTS version will basically, again, it will be the white with blue. So if you're, that's one of the things, Ben can make a decision on that front. As for the accessories, well, the cool thing here is, well, you can still hold the cannons. You can remove those and put those in the fist. This, well, instead of undoing the whole thing like I just did. Undid the whole thing somehow. Yeah, unpeg the ladder, which went in real tight this time, which I've never had that happen before, which is really weird how tight that went in. And now it's, there we go, that wasn't sitting in all the way. Yeah, what are we looking at? Right, anyway, the ladder here. Cool thing here is you can take this and you can flip this around, and that's now, hey, now it's a gun, which, double check that, I'm not sure, I don't think it is. I'm seeing that peg hole, I'm wondering, no. Not blast effect compatible, in case you're wondering. That is not the case, unfortunately. It almost looks like a mini con port in there, which is weird. But anyway, this is supposed to be kind of underslung, so, you know, just kind of underneath in the fist. Although I found it's kind of easier to come in from the side rather than coming from underneath. It's just open the hand up and coming in from the side. It'll kind of clip into place a little nicer, in my experience. Kind of go into place a little nicer now. It's, you know, kind of an underslung thing, kind of reminiscent of a like Cybertron Optimus or Galaxy Force Optimus. Is that? And of course the hammer. You can either, you know, You can, again, just kind of put that in like this. It's kind of a single thing right there, like that. Or of course, you can also attach this. This will just peg in to the bottom like so. Now he's got the, the big old hammer if you want. And as for this, and by the way, yeah, if you have the extra one of these, you can of course just keep it stored in the hammer, which is nice. This, unfortunately, there's the place where it pegged in before is kind of down here. You can still, if you want, peg it in down here. It'll store. That will store, so you can still do that. So good news on that. It can't. This, unfortunately, the axe can't really peg into here. That's a bit disappointing, but I'm not too fussed over that, But can do that, and of course with the ladder thing, or instead of the ladder thing, if you want, you can of course kind of. Again, there's still that problem of just things are a little iffy, particularly here. Now you got this arm guard, so now, this hand guard. So now, if you rotate the hand, you can only go so far with the hammer in there, but you can kind of futz you can kind of futz, kind of holding it with both hands if you know what you're doing, which I'm clearly showing that I'm not. I do not. I believe with this, if I'm doing the dual wield, like the double-handed thing, I have to have it so the lower hand holds the hammer in place, and then the upper hand just kind of fakes it. Yeah, I've had to do that. It works. Because of the opening closing hand, it works, but yeah, you can see it's not actually fully held in, but it's enough that I think most people won't, be too upset about it. It's just kind of, that's the sort of thing you got to do. So there you go. That's the kit as a whole. So some quick comparisons, I guess, just to give you, one quick comparison with the Motor Master, just to give you an idea of the height increase and everything. You can see that he gets significantly larger. It's a significant amount, which is yeah, quite a bit. It's quite good, in fact. There you go. Again, this kit is mostly compatible with Motor Master. Just again, the colors will be all messed up and everything. The colors won't match, and the visor piece, the face pieces won't work with him. But it's, other than that, pretty much compatible. Just know what you're getting into, and again, that he is getting his own kit soon. So do with that information what you will. Overall, it's a very nice kit. In fact, it's one of DNA's best kits in a long time. And actually, one thing I forgot about with compatibility for blast effects. Are these compatible? Heck yeah, they are. Cannons are compatible with the blast effects. I almost forgot to test for that. The cannons are blast effect compatible, and are these boosters compatible? It doesn't look like it. Let's see though. That's kind of, this is kind of wedging in. If you use the right blast effects, that kind of wedges in. So that's something to be mindful of. That this one in particular kind of wedged in there. It's not. I don't think it's fully pegging in, but it's hard to tell really. There you go. Some degree of blast effect compatibility, just not fully. But overall, it just looks really nice. You can see again, just all that XDL, the blues and reds match close enough. I feel got this nice little bit of yellow again from God Jinrai, God Bomber, or whatever, Apex Armored Optimus. It looks really nice. Some people complain, I've noticed, there's been complaints about the fact that these bits are flat and they don't match with the curvature of the thing. I can understand that a bit, but overall, I think it's just a really, really good kit, and it's one of DNA's best in a long time. It doesn't feel overly expensive. It doesn't feel weirdly superfluous, unless you just really don't like this, which I don't know if I can be friends with you if you don't like this. But it's good. If you have the Animated Optimus, I would highly consider checking this guy out if you haven't already. It's about what, $55, I think, at least from Show Z. I think it's somewhere in that range, the $50, $60 range in general. It's a good, it's more expensive than the toy itself, but it's a good kit overall. It adds a lot to this guy, and adds a full trailer and everything. Again, if maybe you have the Motor Master, he is getting his own similar kit from them. So they already announced that. So keep an eye on that if you're more into the darker side of things, I guess. But yeah, I would very much recommend, if you're at all if you think yourself of a big animated fan, you already have this toy, then definitely get the version here that has all this. Get this kit for sure. It's a good kit, and I think you'll find it largely worth it. Yeah. So that's it for this review. I hope you found it informative and entertaining. I hope you like, comment, subscribe. Check out my social media down in the description and at the end of the video. Check out my Coffee Man Patreon. And I shall see you next time with another video review.